on, girl, come flip it like a flippergram, flip it like a flippergram. Make your bumper flip like a flippergram, flip it like a flippergram, flip it like a flippergram. If the deaf girl wind up on my body, girl, why like it's a carnival? Girl, me love the way you wine for me. Girl, your wine is so emotional, so wind up on my body, girl. Me want you to wine your waistline for me.
Hi and welcome to this OCAA men's soccer matchup between the Lakehead Thunderwolves and the second-ranked team in the country, the Algonquin College Wolves. Lucas, this is going to be a great game here for both these teams, but especially one team who's ranked second in the country. They're producing a lot of numbers. We saw yesterday they won versus Cambrian 6-1. Vivolo, Dupuis, 2 goals each, and Myron coming up with 3 assists. So both of these players are very aggressive offensively, and we saw yesterday with both of them. But Lakehead's got to come here, and they got to find a way to get on the score sheet. They only have 3 goals so far this year. They're 1-3, 6 in the East. They're 0-2 at home, but 1-1 away. They're coming to Ottawa here to play against this Wolf team. They could come in and play a certain way to get a victory here. What does Algonquin have to maintain in their gameplay to come out here and get their 6th win of this season?
Algonquin's got to maintain their absolute guerrilla offense that they have. Their brutal speed, their high quick thinking. They need to maintain that, but they also need to cut back on the penalties. We know last match, a lot of calls were being made against the Wolves. I believe we had 1 or 2 yellow cards as well. Might want to cut back on that, but other than that, the Wolves have been excellent all season long, and we'll see if this is going to add another win to their repertoire for this.
And for Lakehead, we're expecting them to come out strong because they got to slow down this incredible Algonquin offense. They got to find ways to also score versus this strong defensive team, because Algonquin's a well-rounded team offensively and defensively. We know how strong they can play offensively, but defensively they're very capable of playing a tight-knit defense. There's a reason they were second in the country last year, only losing and winning silver versus Humber, losing with a score of 1-0. So what does Lakehead have to really do to able to slow down this Algonquin's very heavy offensive attack?
The only way to slow down is to have an impenetrable offense or impenetrable defense, or just match their speed, go faster on that offense, don't give them time to think, take those holes, take that possession, keep on moving.
I agree with you, and we're going to see here Lakehead lost 7-1 versus Cambrian. They lost also Centennial 4-1. They lost versus Seneca by a score of 10-0, and they won versus St. Lawrence 1-0. And one of their top players here is their goaltender Vuxen. He has 58 saves in 4 games. So you know they have Lakehead's coming in here with a win streak of 1 game. They start the year 0-3. So they got to find a way to turn things around. What's something they got to focus on today to turn their season around and keep climbing up in the win column?
I think the main way that they can, keep getting those goals coming through is if they try and enable their player number 17, Estevan Carlets, the center midfielder. He's got 1 goal right now, 2 points, but he's a very powerful, very fast midfielder. He's kind of mirroring De La Cruz or the women's team, but he's the male equivalent of that. I can't wait to see how he's going to play. I can't wait to see how his footwork's going to be.
Well, I agree with you 100%. And let's go move forward to Algonquin. Offensively, they scored 34 goals in 5 games, only 2 goals against. There's a reason they're first in the East. There's a reason they're second in Ontario, and there's a reason they're second in the country. And it's a lot of players coming together. But Alessandro Vivolo, he's first in OCAA with 12 goals. He's also first in OCAA with 26 points, so he's a big contributor offensively for this Wolves team. And Cassius Myron, is first in OCAA with 5 assists. Yesterday he had 3, so you know that Vivolo's going to be very involved in his game here and to try to get on the scoreboard. So look for him to be on the attack. What do you think from Vivolo and how he played yesterday and how he plays throughout the year, and the reason he's at the place he is with his team here today?
I believe he's a very good player. Of course, you know, he's got the highest goals in OCAA right now. He just plays fast. He understands the game. He knows what's going on. But I want to point out number 9, Gaucham Dupuis. He's a striker. He's got 4 goals right now. He's enabling these players. He's a really good striker. He's got fast movement. I haven't seen his footwork yet, but I can't wait to see how this match is going to play out.
Algonquin starting 11. Owen Pelk will start in goal with Jordan Westcott, Hamza El Karafi, Kareem Tousam, Alton Gaspar, Cassius Myron, Allah Mahfouz, Aziz Al Hamoud, Alessandro Vivolo, Alex Bassa, and Gershom Dupuis, led by head coach Angus Wong. And on the other side here for Lakehead, starting in net is Holden Haltworth. Number 6 here, Zachary Corbell. Number 4, Alvin Menezes. Number 2, Jonathan Aronoff. Number 19, Jacob Banasek. Number 18, Abashan Paul Johnson. Number 14, Zachary Zanardo. Number 16, Nicholas Malone. Number 10, Alfred Maher. Number 12, Matai Geller. And number 9, Adam Toomey, led by their head coach, Briss Kuji here, as we're awaiting first whistle and kickoff here in the capital region, as Algonquin in their all blacks, just like we saw in the game earlier today with the women, and Lakehead in their all white uniform. Goaltender for Algonquin wearing their yellow kits, and goaltender for Lakehead wearing their pink kits. Algonquin, we know they're offensive powerhouse. They're top of the league for a reason offensively. But we can't shy away from their defensive game. They're not letting no open grass. No one can easily get through and penetrate this defense for Algonquin. But it's their strong goaltending that's keeping them in games, which is very good part on them. Also, I want to mention, right? We talk a lot about these players and how they come together, but what about how well they talk to each other? The communication, defensively and offensively, is incredible on Algonquin's part. So if you're Lakehead University, you got to find a way to get around and get some great shots opportunities against this very strong Algonquin College team. So we'll see here what they have in store. Here, Lucas, what's your last message for before both these teams kick us off to finish this doubleheader here in the capital region?
Again, I know you were talking about the Algonquin Wolves goalie, how he's best in class, but I want to point you over to Holden Vosgan. He's their goalie. He has 294 minutes played so far, only 17 goals against, but he's got an immaculate 58-shot save. If I think this is going to go how I think it's going to go, both goalies are not going to let anything pass them unless something atrocious would happen.
So let's see, Owen Pelk, he played well yesterday, only allowing 1 goal versus Cambrian, as Algonquin won 6-1.
Algonquin did win the coin flip here. They got their side of preference going right to left. Could be due to the sun, angle of the sun would be on the left side instead of the right side. We will see.
A little less cold than yesterday. Last night we were out here for the men's game, and Lucas, we were both freezing out here. But today it's a little warmer, still cold, but not as cold as yesterday. So let's see here how that affected. We saw yesterday it affected a little bit of the players, how the weather was. So today it's warmer on the field, sun's shining down on this pitch here today, as we're going to see Lakehead start us off going left to right, and like you mentioned, Algonquin going right to left. We are awaiting kickoff here.
Seeing some Wolves players jumping around. It is hype, the arena's hype, and that's the first whistle.
As we're seeing Lakehead start us off here, as Paul Johnson all the way back to his teammate there, Banasek. Now we see Algonquin. Now number 4, Jordan Westcott here, all across to El Karafi on the right side. El Karafi trying to get Vivolo involved early as Bassa's with him. Vivolo trying to find someone open, gets it across to Al-Hamoud. Al-Hamoud shoots it. Well played there by number 18, Paul Johnson.
It's challenged very fast coming in. Loving what I'm seeing from both sides right now. That early reset from the Wolves, trying to get their timings down. Don't want to show them your full hand.
Aziz Al-Hamoud trying to find Gasper down low. Al-Hamoud giving it to the right side, trying to get El Karafi. We got to see Alessandro Vivolo start early on and try to get some pressure offensively. Lakehead's going to try to find a way to stop him.
We got our first throw in here from the Wolves. It was a little defensive use right there, trying to get the utility out of that. They're just passing it around the back.
As we're seeing a shot going in, Dupuis's there, and Dupuis's not able to get a foot on that ball. That was a great through ball, no offside there. We saw a lot of offsides called yesterday on the women's team, but also on the men's team.
Of course. I believe that the coach was telling me about how he wants to minimize the offside calls, try and keep that to a minimum, but we want to maintain our offensive pressure. We have our first goalie kick coming in here from Lakehead. Mr. Vuskan, kick goes through. Playing a little defensively here with the Wolves, backing it up.
As we see Algonquin putting some pressure here. Shots in net, and it's the first save made by Joshua Hallworth, goaltender here for this Lakehead squad, replacing Holden Vuxen, who you mentioned, you talked about early on in the pregame.
Yeah, very powerful goalie, very powerful, but I haven't seen this Joshua man play. Hopefully he can match up to the boots that he's going to fill with Viscon.
Gasper all the way to Aziz Al-Hamoud. Aziz Al-Hamoud has a step. Great play defensively made by Lakehead here.
Just maintaining that possession, kicks it to midfield.
As we're seeing Mahfouz for the first time, giving it to the right side to El Karafi. El Karafi finds Alessandro Vivolo, who has room here, cuts it inside. Trying to find an open teammate. Will cross it over to Al-Hamoud, crosses it in. Dupuis's there. It will be an offside call. Flag is up.
It's our first offside call against the Wolves in this match. Not liking the offside calls, but alas, it does happen. I'm loving the offensive pressure that I'm seeing here from the Wolves. We're getting another boot coming in from the goalie.
Joshua Hallworth will boot this one away for Lakehead. Not the best boot ever. Dupuis will take control of it. Try to get through ball to Vivolo. They're trying to set up things. We saw a lot of that yesterday. Trying to set up very early. Trying to get behind the defense. Right there, Dupuis trying to involve Alessandro Vivolo. Not able to get there. And it will be a goaltender boot here up to midfield.
Massive boot coming in. Almost went above the floodlights.
El Karafi takes over here. Down to the 3 assist man from last night, Cassius Myron, who finds Aziz Al-Hamoud. Aziz Al-Hamoud loses it for 2 seconds, but able to get it across to Vivolo. Vivolo cuts it in. He shoots and he misses. Myron back to Aziz Al-Hamoud. He gets it to Alton Gasper on the left side. Nice move on the outside here. Still maintains. He crosses it in. Bassa's there to header that one in. El Karafi is coming up from a defensive position. We'll leave that one go out of bounds here.
Quick throw in from the Wolves here.
Crosses in. Gasper's there. Big save made by Joshua Hallworth. He's not able to control that one, but it will be a very important and deadly corner kick here for the Wolves.
Of course, our first corner kick of the match coming right up. We already know how this is going to go with the Wolves. Very good corner kick pressure. Did I mention that the Wolves have a very high corner kick rate? I believe it's somewhere in the 36 range of corner kicks. They love their corner kicks. They love getting goals off their corner kicks. We're going to see how it goes.
Ball's up here. Falls in the box. Bassa goes up to go. Get it, and it gets recovered by Aziz Al-Hamoud, who shoots it on net. Misses right of that net. It will be a goaltender kick for Hallworth here and the Lakehead University squad, as we have an injured player for the Thunderwolves.
Injury this early on could be detrimental to the team's psyche. Seems to be walking it off.
He's walking it off, but he's off. That's number 19, Jacob Bonasek. He will sub off here. Hopefully he is okay and will be returning to this game as we have a sub for Lakehead coming in here. Once I see his number, I will let you guys know. That is number 3.
Boot comes into midfield. It's in Wolves'
who is not on the roster, so I apologize. I'm not able to get his name, but number 3 is on the pitch here as Alton Gasper kicks it up to Aziz Alhamud on the left side. He's got room here. He decides to get it back to Cassius Myron. Myron finds Bassa in the middle. Bassa all the way to Alton Gasper. A little too hard to Gasper, not able to get that pass. It will be a throw in here for Lakehead as we see a big communication here made by the part of the Wolves team.
I'm loving it. I'm seeing pointing. I'm seeing screaming and yelling. Throw-in comes through. It's up in the air.
Aziz Alhamud finding Mahfouz in the middle here, going to Hamza El-Karafi. He crosses it in. He's got Dupuis header, and it's a routine grab made by Joshua Haworth. He comes up big for his team right there, but what a shot by El-Karafi trying to find Dupuis. Dupuis, nice header, not able to find the back of the net there.
Not able to find the back of the net. A little unfortunate, but it's just the power of the goalies here making the game. Big reversal coming back.
Dupuis is not able to get a step there as Mahfouz is rushing to go get there on that side. As we see Malone on that side for Lakehead. Myron Cassius picks it up with the pink boots here today as Mahfouz is setting up here. Back to Myron Cassius to Aziz Alhamud, who passes inside to Bassa. Bassa takes it back to Cassius Myron, who goes to Vivolo. Vivolo, we know how dangerous he is. He cuts inside, he shoots. A big save made by Joshua Haworth, and it's going to be a corner kick for the Wolves.
This is our second corner kick of the match. Hopefully something can occur with this. We can get some offense to move. I'm loving what I'm seeing from the Wolves here, though. Pure offense, offense, offense.
We're seeing number 11, Allah Mahfouz, taking this corner kick right here. Gasper and Al-Karafi, the only two defenders left here. They move way up. Ball's kicked short to Myron, back to Mahfouz. Mahfouz crosses it inside. It's in. Bassa header in. Ball still bouncing around. Get cleared out here. Gasper's going to run up to go get it at midfield. Good clearance made by Lakehead.
Unfortunately, it is cleared out, but as we said, Wolves are still maintaining possession, and they're going to go for another setup here, just passing it about in the back.
Toss him to El-Karafi, who gets almost intercepted, but gets only deflected by Lakehead. Gets picked up here by Mahfouz on the right side. Mahfouz cuts it back, gives it right back to Hamza El-Karafi. Myron picks it up now. Myron to Aziz Alhamud. Alhamud with great footwork, cuts inside here. Nice pass to El-Karafi, who comes up, touches his arm, no call there. Cassius Myron picks it up, sends it to Vivol on the right side. Guarded by Corbin. Tombay, sorry. El-Karafi picks it right back up, gives it right back to Jordan Westcott. Lucas, so far, what are you liking from this Algonquins team?
I'm liking how they're setting up, and they're always on the offense. Speaking of,
Gasper picks up that pass here. He's got Cassius Myron here. Cassius Myron crosses it over, all cross to Hamza El-Karafi. Back inside, no one's there to take it. It will be a clearance here by number 4, Menendez. It will be last touch by Bassa. It will be a goaltender kick by Haworth here.
Loving these offense that we're doing with the Wolves. We're seeing the same thing that we're seeing with the Thunderwolves that we did last match. They're playing very well on defense, but I'm loving how when they do get possession, they're just going to start running it down, trying to get all the way over to the Wolves' zone.
We hit the 10-minute mark of this first half. Lucas, it's been all offensively for Algonquin. Let's see if Lakehead can turn things around and be more offensively here, as the ball never crossed over half here for Lakehead so far. Bassa back to Gasper. Gasper to Myron. Myron at midfield. Cross pass here, trying to get to Mahfouz. Al-Karafi's there to receive it. Vivolo, dangerous man when that ball's on his foot. He crosses it in. And it gets kicked out of play by number 8, Lucas Baptista.
Very powerful name. Passing it around. We're on the left wing now. Wolves possession going in.
Gasper crosses it in. Just a little too much here. Trying to get back door to Vivolo.
Wolves still maintaining possession. Ball slowed down a little bit too much to get a corner kick. Still holding that possession. Keeping that offense going. Thunderwolves possession. Kicks it all the way up to midfield.
As we're seeing here, it's going to be a throw-in. One of the first ones here for this Algonquin team. As we see Aziz Halhamud deciding to cross it over to Gasper here. Not able to get there. It will be left out of bounds by Paul Johnson, and it will be a goaltender kick for this Lakehead squad.
Lots of goaltender kicks coming through. That's because we have a heavily offense on the Wolves team. I'm loving what I'm seeing, Seth. What about you?
100% so far. We're seeing this Algonquin Wolves team playing very strong offensively. We know they're a powerhouse on that part. But let's see here, as we see a missed kick that's going to travel almost out of bounds. Aziz Halmud takes control of that. Nice footwork here. He decides to a little too fancy there, as Gasper has to take control back for his teammate. Cassius Meyer picks it up. He's going to cross it in. He's got Vivolo. A little too much power there as Joshua Hallworth punches that ball out of bounds.
I believe that's going to be another corner kick coming through for the Wolves.
It will be number 11, Ala Mahfouz, on an important corner kick here, as that's the third one that we have so far today.
We haven't seen any goals from the corner kick so far, but I have a good feeling about this one, Seth. Hand goes up, boot comes out.
It's in the middle here. It gets deflected out of the box here as Mahfouz is running to go back and get it, as Gasper picks it right back up. El Karafi finds Mahfouz on the right side. Mahfouz crosses it in here. Shot on target, and it's a catch made by Joshua Hallworth. Dupuis was rushing in and crashing down on that net.
Very good catch, textbook catch. I would be surprised if that went in from such a far range. He was halfway to midfield, moving all the way up. Big boot comes in.
As we see Jordan Westcott using his head here, able to get it out. At midfield, we got Mahfouz picking that one up. We have Lakehead coming back, rushing on defense. Vivolo, dangerous man with that ball's on his feet. Comes back in the middle, cuts back inside to Dupuis. Dupuis finding Mahfouz, who gets waved offside there. It will be Lakehead's ball.
Not liking the offside call here. I wish they played a little bit less aggressively, but although the aggression is good nonetheless, trying to maintain the possession in the opposition zone. Haven't been much play near the Wolves' end. We'll see where this goes if this kick comes through. Kick goes through.
As we're seeing Vivolo take control of that ball, pressure heavily by this Lakehead's defense. We're seeing Bassa getting that pass from him. Myron picks it right back up. We're seeing the game plan around Vivolo. Alhamud cuts it right back inside. He shoots. And Joshua Hallworth takes control of that ball, and it will be a goaltender kick on his part.
Eyes of an eagle, saw that coming from a mile away. Big curvature kick coming through. Big boot comes through up high, midfield, in Wolves' possession. Jockeying for the ball right now. Number 7 on the Wolves. Oh, hitting the stomach. He's crumpling. Whistle's called. Number 7 still not feeling too hot. I think he got hit in the groin area, maybe the stomach. Might have been winded. He's going to walk that one off. Whistle's good. We are back in play in Wolves possession. Setting up the field here. Number 6 boots it off to the right side on the wings. Boots it back to number 6. From number 6 to number 13. Getting a play going. Caught by the goaltender. Perfect catch. Would have been out nonetheless, but it was a good catch otherwise. Goal kicks coming through. Everybody's backing up. Kick goes through, going to the left side of the field. Gets intercepted by a Wolves number 7. Tripp comes down. Holding that possession, going for a reset, trying to get it set up here.
Gasper takes control of this ball here. He got Aziz Al-Hamoud on the left side. Bass inside to Myron. Could be a danger chance here as it is last touched by Lakehead. This could be dangerous attack here for Algonquin. It's a corner kick once again for the Wolves.
Yep, loving the corner kick action coming here, but they've been very good at defending. The Thunderwolves have been very good at defending these corner kicks. I'm hoping to see something get evolved.
Arms up. Ball's kicked here. Great kick inside the box. Jordan Westcott's there. He kicks it inside. And a goal! Alessandro Vivolo taps that one in. Lucas, he keeps adding to his goal margin. He's up to 13 goals, and he still remains first place in the leading goal scorer in OCAA for himself. Alessandro Vivolo taps that one in off a corner kick from Al-Hamoud, who gets Jordan Westcott's tapping it in. Pass to his teammate, and Vivolo does the rest, Lucas.
No words to say. He's in the right place at the right time. You know, soccer is a battle of the minds. It's a battle of coach versus coach. But right now, I'm seeing a very intelligent player always being in there, knowing the right play, making the right calls. Thunderwolves in possession right now, keeping it on the defense side.
Gasper intercepts this one. Myron takes control here. Tries to find Vivolo. Great interception made by Lakehead as Vivolo takes control back. As we're seeing Baptista taking this one as Vivolo's attacking him. Gets intercepted at midfield by Westcott. Cassius Myron, 3 assists at the game. Yes, last night finds Aziz Al-Hamoud, who kicks it with very much power, and it hits Lakehead's defender right in the stomach, and he's slow to shaking up right there. He gets that sent right in his stomach, and he's slow to get up there, Lucas.
Medical is called in by the ref, still rolling on the ground. Hopefully no internals were hit. Everything will be all right, hopefully. Just rolling around on the ground.
So far, Lucas, what's your take on this game? What are you liking so far by this Algonquin College team?
What I'm seeing so far from Algonquin, it's very textbook from the other games that we've been talking about, is that they're always on the offense, non-stop, and whenever they have to go into a defensive position, they know when to swap on over into the offense once again. Keeping that possession high, keeping those corner kick conversion rates high.
And what does Lakehead have to do to turn this into the offensive game for them? Because so far the ball hasn't traveled past midfield that much so far. So what they have to do to get them a chance to get on the offensive attack?
I think in order for them to get on the offensive, they just need to dedicate some more players from defense onto the offense to bring that ball, escort that ball all the way up onto the opposition's goal. This is still a very even match here, Seth. We are reaching the 20-minute marker.
That's number 16, Nicholas Malone, who gets up by himself. He is walking off. Hopefully he'll be okay, Lucas.
He's talking to the med professional right now. He is limping, but it might have been just a nasty, high-speed hit from the soccer ball to the stomach. Players are coming back onto the field. We're getting ready to start her up back again, hitting the 20-minute marker.
Talk about these passes, how on point they are from this Algonquin's college team. They practice that so all week long in practice. Talked to the head coach, Angus Wong. He was telling me that they always try to, if their passes are on point, these guys can finish and get shots on goal all the time. So that's why their passes has got to be on point to set up these nice attacks like you saw in that corner kick. That's something to practice a lot, is be successful off the corner, because those are great scoring opportunities. As we see Cassius Myron here to Aziz Mahfouz, who gets it all the way across to Mahfouz. Vivolo cuts it in, he shoots, and it's caught. Almost went right through the legs of Joshua Hallworth, the goaltender for Lakehead right there. Lucas, what do you like about that play? That was a nice setup to be able to get that shot on goal from Vivolo.
About that play, like you were talking about, the passes are a fundamental part of any major sport. You'll see passes in football, you see them in hockey, you see them in soccer. Passes are a fundamental skill, and without passes, you will not be able to establish a good offensive pressure.
As we're seeing, Mahfouz rushing with the ball here. No pressure from this Lakehead's defense. They're just falling back here as Bassa takes control. Bassa. Alex leaves it for Mahfouz. Mahfouz got Myron. Back to Mahfouz in the middle here. Trying to get a through ball to Dupuis. Bassa cuts right. Has Hamza El Kharafi running down, but not able to get there, as it will be Joshua Hallworth with the goaltender kick right here as we just hit the 22-minute mark of this game.
Again, these goaltender kicks is just a sign of how, their pressure, how much pressure their offense has. They have a chokehold right now on the Thunderwolves. We will, hopefully we'll see this progress even more. I want to see more offense coming in. Boot comes through.
Header made by Vivolo, trying to get it to Dupuis. Ala Mahfouz is there as he throws it in. They're very dangerous with the ball on their feet, as Mahfouz gets it back to Cassius Myron. Myron all the way across to Alton Gasper. Gasper here. Gasper trying to cross it in. Great play defensively by Lakehead by number 3.
I believe this is going to be a corner kick coming in, Seth.
A throw in here. Cassius Myron picks that one up all across to Ala Mahfouz. Mahfouz cuts it in to Bassa. He shoots. He scores! Number 11, Ala Mahfouz with nice pass to Bassa. Bassa touches it inside, and Mahfouz does the rest. He knocks it behind Joshua Hallworth. It gives his team 2-0 lead here as we hit the 23-minute mark. Algonquin, 2 goals here. They just keep adding to their goal scoring margin here. Lucas, what did you like about that 1-2 goal here?
What I really like to see was that they maintained that possession. They were breaking ankles, breaking hearts, and they go in, pass it off to get it into that goal. 2-0 right now for the Wolves.
Mahfouz was a nice pass in there, able to cut inside. He gives it off to Bassa, and Bassa just does a little tap here. We're so used to seeing him, Bassa, cut inside and get a shot on goal, and he decides this time I'm going to pass it off to my teammate, and Mahfouz comes up and gets his team the 2-0 lead here as Aziz Al-Hamoud gives it off to Cassius Myron. Myron to Bassa. Bassa the assist on the last goal here. El Kharafi.
Keeping it on that right wing's Wolves possession. Backing off right now, getting a little reset going, trying to set up their next attack.
Myron to Gasper. Gasper. Nice pass to Al-Hamoud. It gets kicked out. It will be a throw in here for Algonquin.
Quick throw.
Al-Hamoud here. We'll get to, trying to get to Mahfouz. It gets intercepted by Paul Johnson here. Paul Johnson and Mahfouz going at it here. Mahfouz, nice move on the outside to Vivolo on the right side. Vivolo rushing down. He's going to cross it into Bassa. Bassa playing around with it, not able to get a clean shot off. Well defensive play made by Menendez. El Kharafi here shoots. Vivolo shoots, and it's well played defensively by Lakehead. As we see Gasper taking his still for Algonquin. Al-Hamoud, nice move here, trying to get something going. Nice move on the outside. He cuts it on the outside, still pushing down. And it will be a goaltender kick as the ball travels out of bounds there.
I'm loving that fancy footwork we're seeing from both sides of the wings here. It's what's allowing them to maintain that possession for as long as possible, to look for an opening, to make a play, and try and get a goal. If not a goal, then keep that pressure on. We are hitting the 25-minute marker of our match for the first half.
Joshua Hallworth will kick this one off here. We know he can boot it. He had a missed boot last time, but as Bassa's here to recept it, Bassa's rushing down. He's got Vivolo here. Vivolo rushing down. Hallworth scooped this one up. What a pass made by Bassa, trying to get his second assist here of the day. Vivolo trying to get his second goal of the afternoon here as Hallworth boots it off. It's going to go to midfield as Gasper's there to recept it. He heads it off to Bassa. Bassa takes it off to the left side. Alhamud leaving it for him. Bassa, next move on the outside, crosses it inside. He's got Vivolo, shoots, and he misses the net wide. And it goes way up here, but what a try there. He almost got it. That would have been an incredible goal there. It would probably broken the speakers how loud we would have been yelling there.
Exactly. No, that was a massive kick way out of the ballpark. You know, I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that man's legs. Waiting for that new ball to come in here. Setting up for the goalie kick. You're going to be more oriented towards the left side.
Joshua Hallworth. Vivolo using his head there. Ball keeps bouncing around. Could have been a handball, not called there. Myron picks it right back up. Travel to Gasper here. Gasper controlling it. As Aziz Alhamud takes it and tries to nutmeg, and his defender, last touch made by number 14.
We're seeing a handshake from 13 and 3, just some friendly sportsmanship as he took a tumble. Number 13 for the Wolves took a tumble. See some good sportsmanship here. Kicking it off for a little reset, trying to set up some more offense.
And you like that. You like seeing sportsmanship from both these teams as they're trying to compete, but they're still be able to be together. As Vivolo decides to go inside of Dupuis. Dupuis, ball's bouncing all around. And ball gets cleared, and let's go back to that conversation about sportsmanship. It's nice when two teams are competing and you try it right. It's so competitive, but you're still able to play the game right and still be all together and be one and have some sportsmanship together. As you see Gasper taking a cross here to Vivolo. Vivolo is there. No, not able to get his foot on that. That was a great inside pass by Alton Gasper, trying to set up Vivolo for his second goal of the afternoon. Not able to connect there, and Joshua Hallworth is staying calm, very calm in the box, Lucas.
Yes, well, you have to be calm when you're a goalie. You never know what's going to come at you.
Alhamud, nice move on the outside. He cuts on the outside. He shoots, and it gets well deflected out of play by Lucas Batista as the ball will travel across midfield as Jordan Westcott will take over for the Wolves. Alamafus here. We'll give it off to Alton Gasper. Gasper takes it. Try to get it to Alhamud. He succeeds on that one. Mahfouz controlling, trying to figure out everything going around him. Jordan Westcott, he's pushing it here from a defensive position. Tosum sitting at midfield. Not a lot of action on his part. Lakehead, no offensive game so far as the ball goes ahead. Dupuis is there, not able to receive that. Aziz Alhamud takes control of that. Inside pass to Dupuis. Myron is there to Gasper. Gasper coming from the left side. Gasper crosses it in. Dupuis there to shoot. Dupuis shoots. Bassa's there. No shot is made. Myron receives it out of the box. Nice play defensively. Nice clear by Lakehead. A lot of balls flying around there. As you see Gasper receive this one from Westcott. He turns the corner. He stops. Gives it all the way back to Alhamud. Alhamud shoots. Almost on target. Misses the net by a couple inches to the right, Lucas.
Don't think there was a touch on that, so it's going to be a goalie kick. Just loving what I'm seeing here from this offense. I love how when they're on the right wing and they need to get to the left with the open grass in front of them, why walk it over when you can just punt it all the way over and get that free space all the way?
And these players are able to move the ball, Lucas, right? We talked about it before even getting on this broadcast for this men's game, from switching over from the women's game, how well these teams pass the ball, but also how well that they're able to set up these goal opportunities.
Well, of course, that's what you need. You need setup, and you need practice, and you need passes.
Aziz Al-Hamoud is going to cross it in here. Trying to get it to Dupuis. Dupuis saves it from going out of bounds. Dupuis, nice pass inside. It gets cleared here. Myron picks it right back up. And now we see Lakehead trying to get a push offensively as Gasper takes control back. It gives it off to Mahfouz, as we saw. Number 10, Alfred Maher. Crosses in, Dupuis there, headers in. Great save by Joshua Hallworth, as we see Dupuis coming in with his head with a nice cross in there by Mahfouz. Lucas, that could have been really dangerous if you're Lakehead.
Well, of course, yes. Well, one of the goals of this match was a big header play coming in. It's just, you got to be quick on your feet. You got to identify the scenarios. You got to know what to do about it. And sometimes you got to use your head.
Hands up here as we're waiting the corner kick. Mahfouz coming down to help him out. Myron to Al-Hamoud. Al-Hamoud crushing it in the middle here. All the way to the other side to Westcott. Westcott coming up from a defensive position inside to Al-Hamoud. Al-Hamoud's there. He shoots. He scores! What a pass by Westcott inside to Aziz Al-Hamoud. And Al-Hamoud does the rest. He connects and it gets a goal for him. What a goal by Aziz Al-Hamoud, going up 3-0 for this Algonquin squad.
Thunderwolves goalie did not know what was coming. It was absolutely stunned. From my angle, it looked like it would have hit the outside of the net, but it went straight through clean.
You're also looking Wolves goal scored by the rookie.
We're going back here. Wolves are hype. Wolves fans are hype. Whistle blows. We're ready to run.
As we're seeing Lakehead, number 4 Menezes with the ball here. As we're seeing Lakehead trying to produce offensively, as that was Zanardo here. As we're seeing Tosom for one of the few times touching the ball here all the way to the other side to El Karafi. El Karafi inside to Bassa. Bassa comes down to help him here. Bassa giving it to Alton Gasper. Gasper finding Al-Hamoud, the goal scorer here. Gets deflected by Zanardo. Zanardo kicking it out. Myron picks it up. Cross field to Jordan Westcott.
Kicking it up further on the wings. Wolves possession.
We're seeing Mahfouz getting pressured heavily by Corbell. Mahfouz trying to decide where to go with it. Aziz Al-Hamoud takes control of it. Myron to Gasper. Gasper to Bassa. Too hard on that pass. It will be a corner kick here. We saw what happened the last corner. We saw a goal happen off of that. So now we're seeing Myron going back to that. This could be another dangerous opportunity as we're approaching the last 10 minutes before halftime here. Myron is about to kick it off. Cassius Myron, corner kick by Jordan Westcott, coming down with a header, not able to capitalize on that opportunity from a defensive position.
I was going to say our second goal of this match was from a corner kick conversion. I was hoping to see something like that, but right now the Wolves are in a very comfortable spot, 3-0. Our Wolves goalie hasn't had hasn't had much action this game so far, but he shouldn't get comfortable with that because you never know what's going to happen.
Vivolo taking the ball on the right side. He cuts inside, he shoots. Just travels a bit over the net. You see him wanting to find ways for him to get on the score sheet even more than what he normally gets, because he can get Vivolo 2 goals against St. Lawrence, 2 goals against George Brown, and 2 goals against Cambrian. He's trying to find that hat trick. He's able to score 2 goals in the last 3 games, but he really wants to get that 3rd one. So he's at 1 here today. Look for him to trying to find the back of the net twice to get that hat trick.
It's not even that he's doing it for the fact that he wants the 3rd goal, but he needs more goals, the better. Give you a bigger lead. Oh, sorry, my microphone was off. But it's not that you need more goals to make your stats look better, but it's for your team. You need your team to win the match. More goals equals a bigger chance for you to win, a bigger pad.
Bassa cutting on the outside. Bassa getting it in, and Jordan Hallworth scoops it up. But you're right, it is that, right? Vivolo's not scoring just for himself. He's scoring the goals to help his team win, to try to find their way back to the CCAA finals, because last year finished with silver after losing 1-0 against Humber, trying to set themselves up back to that position here as we're seeing Vivolo controlling that ball back to Mahfouz. Mahfouz.
Good play here instead of going full committal when there was 4 or 5 defensemen coming at you, backing up the ball.
Al-Hamoud here. Aziz cutting it inside. He shoots. And it's a save made, the little deflection made off of Aronov here. It will be a goaltender kick from Joshua Haworth.
Goalie kick is going real far, goes all the way up the mid. Let's see this boot.
It will be Cassius Myron picking that one up, trying to get it to Bassa. Bassa is able to get there, but Lucas Batista is there to be able to help defensively as Alessandro Vivolo picks it up here. Dangerous when the ball is on his feet. He cuts inside. Finds his teammate. Interception is made by Lakehead, but once back, taken by Mahfouz. Myron receiving the pass from Tosum. Finds Vivolo. Vivolo cuts it inside. Dupree's there. Dupree turns the corner. He shoots. And a deflection off of the Lakehead defender will be once again a throw-in for Algonquin. Very few throw-in for them.
Quick.
Mahfouz takes control of this one. I'm expecting another goal very soon for Algonquin, the way they're playing, Lucas. They're very strong on the offensive attack. As we're seeing Myron to Mahfouz. Mahfouz inside to Dupree. Gasper crossed it inside to Bassa. A little too hard, but that was a great 1-2 punch there to try to get another goal there. They're trying to keep climbing up on the scoreboard as we're approaching the 37th minute mark here.
Of course. But I saw the vision on that play. That could have been, if the timing was there, that could have been another goal opportunity right there. Seeing some defensive play here from the Wolves, keeping the ball back.
As El Karafi take control on the right side. Vivolo once again. He's going to cross it in here. Coming inside. Well played by number 4. Alvin Menendez. Joshua Haworth will boot this one off for the Lakehead University Thunderwolves.
We said this last match, Thunderwolves versus the Wolves, kind of hard to keep track. Wolves maintaining possession after that boot.
Tosum to Gasper. Gasper finding Al-Hamoud on the left side here. He's cutting inside. Odegaard one goal, trying to find his second one, just misses the net far left. Lucas, what can you talk about how every player here on this Algonquin team is trying to create some opportunities for their teammates, really selfless plays made by their team?
Of course, everybody knows that you get a better angle when you're in the middle instead of going in from the left side or the right side, but him being able to identify that all the defenders are trying to crowd him on the left side, he just cuts in through the right middle, deep middle, and he makes it and makes a nice shot. It's unfortunate that it didn't go in, but the play was there.
Lakehead finally starting something offensively, but El Karafi takes away that opportunity. Alex Bassa to Cassius Myron. Mahfouz to Gasper here. Gasper stopping that play. Back to Mahfouz. Mahfouz to Myron. Myron trying to go inside here. It's well played by Lakehead. Lakehead number 10 here. Maher well played defensively. As Algonquin comes up here on the right side, he crosses it in, and he shoots, and he scores. That's Al-Hamoud with his second goal of the afternoon.
We haven't even reached our 40-minute marker yet, and we are at 4 goals. Immaculate play. A simple, 1-2 punch, pass it up, boot it in.
Lucas, that was a great play right there. El Karafi comes up on the right side, crosses it in, and Al-Hamoud crashes the net. This is what the players do very well. You saw in the pregame when they were warming up, they're practicing crashing down on the net. And right there, they're crashing down, and they're really able to find an opening right there, Lucas.
Of course. And as you can see on the right side, we can see the subs trying to stay warm. Our goalie also trying to stay warm. Don't want to get too comfortable, although there is a 4-goal lead right now. We're just waiting right now for the whistle to be called for that kick to be made. players seem to be pointing at something. They seem to be arguing. Whistles goes through.
Lucas, what's your take here on Lakehead, how they're playing? Because the ball hasn't traveled much in their opponent's territory here.
It's reminding me of like the women's game earlier today where it was heavy on the defense but minimalistic offense. I want to see some more offense coming in. It's been absolutely brutal. The caveman offense of Algonquin is working in their favor.
As we see a shot going off the post, it will be a goalie kick for Joshua Hallworth.
Lots of communication going on around here at the field.
Talk about that, Lucas. What's communication doing good so far for both of these teams?
Well, right now it's for the Wolves is letting them identify where they can walk, where they can take space away, and letting them make plays. That's why they always, they reset that ball. They're trying to identify, make sure everybody's on the same page. Boot goes through from our goalie.
As we're seeing Myron take control of that one. Myron, as Gasper tries to find Aziz Al-Hamoud, who saves it for going out of bounds. What a play by him to save that one. He's slowing down the game a bit right there.
Getting that reset going, making sure everybody knows what's going on. Going through that middle right now, passes it off to the left.
Mahfouz, Al-Hamoud shoots it, almost able to get it to go down, but not able to really get a great angle on that shot.
We are at 42 minutes into this first half. 3 minutes left, not counting extra time, of course, which there may be some extra time due to injured players. We will see 4 goals for the Wolves, 0 for the Thunder Wolves. Boot coming in from the Thunder Wolves goalkeeper.
Joshua Hallworth awaiting to boot this one off.
Boot goes through.
As we're seeing Bassa on the right side, slowing the game down, trying to find an open teammate as he's finding Cassius Myron here. Myron to Alton Gasper. Gasper crosses it in. Could have been a handball on Lakehead, but it is going to be a throw in here for Algonquin.
I'm not liking these defensive options that they're doing. They're just trying to give Algonquin the advantage. Throw-in goes through.
Al-Hamoud to Cassius Myron as the communication is there for Algonquin. Nice play on the inside. Is Mahfouz to Bassa, not able to retain possession. Dupuis, ball's bouncing everywhere here as Lakehead tries to get it out of their zone here. They're attacking here, number 3 here, and its last touch is made by Algonquin.
It's going to be a Thunder Wolves throw in here from number 2 on the Thunder Wolves. Holding the ball up in the air, showing his power. Big throw comes through. Seeing some action for the Algonquin Wolves goalie. Gives it a kick to the right wing. 3 players on the right wing, boots it up even further.
Vivolo's not able to get around that as we're approaching halftime here. Lucas, what are you looking forward in the last couple minutes here of play with extra time coming along here? As Al-Hamoud is open, he shoots, and he's just saved by, well, it's offside here, but what is saved by Orworth? What are you looking forward in the last couple minutes here before halftime?
The last couple minutes, I'm hoping to see some offensive power coming in from Algonquin, but I also want to see, show us more of their hands for the Thunder Wolves, They've been mostly on the back foot all game. I'm hoping in the locker room talk that the coach is going to say something along the lines of going on the offense. They keep on losing these turnovers. They keep on losing these kicks from their goalie. I just want to see some more offense. Speaking of kicks, Wolves went out on that kick as well, just playing the reset game.
Jordan Westcott here, taking control, passing it to El Karafi on the right side. El Karafi had any assists on one of these goals here. As we're seeing Mahfouz back to Myron. Myron all the way across to Gasper. He's got grass in front of him. Gasper controls it, cuts on the outside. He crosses it in. Header's play is made by Vivolo. He's not able to connect that to fall in his favor. It will be a goaltender kick for Joshua Horworth.
We have about 15 seconds left until our halfway point, not counting extra time, of course. No signal about the minutes that we'll have. I'm hoping that this goalie kick can provide us with some offensive power. Kick goes through. Wolves contact with a header.
As we're seeing, Lakehead finally getting on the offensive side here, getting through midfield. But the defensive side for Algonquin a little too strong here. Great play by Westcott. Bassa all the way across to Alhamud. He's not able to keep that in. It will be a throw-in for Lakehead.
Seeing the field ref look at his watch. Still no signal coming in on the extra minutes.
With that injury that happened earlier, I believe we'll have around 3-4 minutes of extra time here. A little bit more than we're used to seeing as ball travels out of bounds. Quick throw made by Gasper, finding Tosum, who gets it right across midfield to Mahfouz.
Maintaining that possession.
Myron picks it up, gives it to Aziz Al-Hamoud, who gives it to Bassa. Bassa inside, nice move inside. Gives it to Mahfouz. Mahfouz looking to cross this one in here. Gives it to El Karafi, who tries to find Vivolo. And that will be halftime. Lucas, 4-0's your score here for Algonquin. Vivolo's got 1 goal. Mahfouz has got 1 goal. Alhamoud's got 2 goals here. Lucas, what did you like from both these teams so far in the first half?
I'm liking the offense that we're seeing from the Wolves, but I'm also liking the counter on the defense I'm seeing from the Thunder Wolves.
And Algonquin, how well are they playing offensively? Because they really keep attacking offensively with 4 goals in the first half.
They've just been pressure all game long. I'm afraid that the Wolves goalie might be getting a little bored here. But hopefully we'll see some more offense being played from the Wolves. I want to see a lot more defense coming in from the Thunder Wolves. But it seems like it's a mirror of last match with the women's, where the Thunder Wolves were mostly on the back foot versus the Wolves always being on the offense. My name is Lucas Gallen. I'm your color commentary. Seth Poirier is my mainline commentator. I'll see you guys back on the break. Don't go anywhere. See you guys soon.
The feeling won't let me sleep, 'cause I'm lost in the way you move, the way you feel. 1 kiss is all it takes, falling in love with me. Possibilities, I look like all you need. 1 kiss is
very cool.
Falling in love with me. Possibilities, I look like all you need.
That's so cool.
Lucas. And today we're very excited to be accompanied by Alex Olbang, number 25 striker for the Algonquin College women's soccer team, with us for an interview at halftime. Alex, thank you for being here with us today and having this amazing game that we had here today with you scoring 2 goals. What can you explain to us how well that you every time you touch the ball it seems something's going on, and every time we're in the booth here and we're calling your name, and it's like every time you touch the ball we're expecting something to happen, and especially you're able to get 2 goals here in this game versus the Thunderwolves here today.
Yeah, well, everyone has their role on the field, so I'm just trying to do my job. It's my first year playing striker this year, so I'm usually a mid, so I'm used to having that pressure when I have the ball on my back. But I'm just trying to check in, move around, and score those goals, but also make those opportunities for my teammates as well.
Very humble is Alex Obeng here as her team is 5-0 here, as you were tied for third in the OCAA with 6 goals, but now you added 2 more, so now you're up to 8. But obviously, even having success like you are, what's one part of your game that you keep working on day in and day out?
Being new to the position, I really got to work on opening myself to the net. I feel like sometimes I'm back to the net, which I'm used to it in mid, so I really got to vision that net. Maybe I can get that hat trick instead of those 2 goals today.
100%. And you score a lot, but like you mentioned just earlier, it's all about your team and how your team sets you up on those goals. Because a lot today and yesterday also, Cassandra De Cruz, she's very good in the middle. When she's got that grass, she's able really to set up her teammates. She sets you up often, right? She sets up Mallory Armstrong or even Mater on the other side, but she's able to set you up there. What can you talk about how your teammates are sending you those balls and trusting you every time that the ball's on your feet, knowing that you can score very easily?
Especially De Cruz, right before the game, we always look at each other and we say, if I get my eyes up and we're eye contact, she's always going to send me the ball, she told me. But even like Mercedes on the side, that Mike likes to make those runs, and they open that space up for me easily. So they're doing the work, and I just get that easy slip goal.
Yeah, and Vaninga is one of those players. She plays her defensive role, but she's always up. Her and Woodcock always up and playing an offensive attack here. What goes through your mind every time your ball's on your foot? What are you thinking of? Like, what's going through your mind before you even take a shot on goal or trying to find an open teammate?
Well, I'm trying to put my mind to net first, be selfish, but when it's not there, I like to play the sides, even for that give and go. If they can sneak it back through in the middle, it just make our job easier for us.
Now you guys are up to 5-0. You guys just got ranked 15th in the country this past week. What's the next step for your team heading into the last couple games, going through to get in the playoffs? Because that's happening very soon here. You guys, like I said, you guys are 5-0 now, but you guys have to get that next step into the playoff. What do you have to do as a team, and what do you have to do yourself to be able to attain that goal?
Well, we always do goals at the beginning of the season with our team, and our team is getting that 10-0 in the season to win OCAA. So we're going to take it one game at a time, just keep doing what we're doing, and I'm going to keep trying to put those goals in my net to do my job for the team, just to get us forward, get those 3 points.
Yeah, 100%. You guys are 4th in OCAA, 3rd in the East, and 15th in the country. That has to be a motivation factor for you and your squad here. And I know your head coach, Basil Phillips, he's very impressed with how you guys are playing. Even though with Samantha Jones being injured, she got injured versus St. Lawrence, was able to play the last 3 games, but you guys still are able to come out and play as a team all together. You guys are very well tight-knit together, able to go from offense to defense, and there's not really much holes in you guys' game. What goes on in weeks of practice is setting up for this moment, going late in this season, approaching playoffs here?
Yeah, Coach Baz is doing a great job. We're really working on transitioning from defense to offense and keeping that pace up, and just a lot of possession drills, getting that first touch on your foot. I feel like we have a lot of depth too this year with our subs. Like, our finishers are just as great as our starters. I know Sam's a big loss. That's definitely my partner right there, but she's coming back soon.
Thank you, Alex Obeng, for being with us for this interview. Alex Obeng, guys, everyone had 2 goals here today. She's a top player for her team, but she's humble as ever. Algonquin women's soccer team 5-0, looking to make a big push in the CCAA here and the OCAA. Thank you for your time, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And we're heading to halftime. Men's game will resume in a little bit. Thank you, guys, for tuning in to this interview. Hi, and welcome back to this OCAA matchup between the Lakehead Thunderwolves and the second-ranked team in the country, the Algonquin College Wolves. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Seth Poirier, and alongside me in the booth with my color commentator, Lucas Gallen. As we switch sides, Algonquin in the black uniforms going left to right, Lakehead in the white uniforms going right to left here, as we're set to kick off second half here. Lucas, what do you think was said in the locker room?
I think what was said in the locker room, specifically for the Thunderwolves, was to try and get on the offense, go in. I know it's really hard for the Wolves, or for the Thunderwolves, to try and stop what they're doing right now, as in like resets, but they need to try and go in and try and establish that offense.
As we're seeing here, Vivolo cutting in here, passing it to Myron. Myron shoots it here, and it could have been a great shot here. Gasper shoots, and it gets cleared off by Lakehead. What a play there, very early for this Algonquin's team, as Al-Kharafi takes it control back here.
Feels like not even 20 seconds have passed by, and we're already getting pressure.
Oh, almost another goal chance there, as Lakehead defender tries to header it out and not able to get a good touch on that ball. Goaltender takes it.
Just walking up, big boot comes, left side of the field.
We talked about how well a goaltender, right? If you can have a goalie that can kick the ball at least to midfield, you can set yourself up very well offensively, and we see that right there with Jordan Haworth.
Yeah, of course, but right now each boot that I've seen has been fully contested by the Wolves and has been taken by the Wolves. Whistle comes through, believe that is the offside call.
And we saw a lot of that yesterday versus Canberra Golden Shield, Lucas. Haven't seen much during this game. I believe that's probably the second one, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe second or third, Seth, but the point is they're keeping it to a minimum.
They're being still very strong on the attack. Obviously, it's 4-0, but they're not causing any mental mistakes, you can call it, with being the offside there. As we're seeing another big boot here right in front of us. It is a pretty good day today, not too cold here. It is pretty hot on the field where the sun is shining, and over here in the booth with us, it's a little on the colder side, but nothing less. It's enjoyable being in the booth with you, Lucas, and being out here talking to all you guys that are tuning in. We appreciate it a lot. You guys tuning in here for this OCAA soccer men's game here. As we see, GP shoots and he scores! What a goal here for Algonquin. What a pass from Gasper inside to GP, and he gets it in. And then Algonquin goes up 5-0. Lucas, what can you tell us about that play right there?
Well, right now, there's a massive play. You know, it was just a quick and simple play. While we were talking, we were half not paying attention, but everybody on that field knows exactly what happened. Quick kick, quick score. We're not even 5 minutes into our second half, and we're already 5-0. Whistle comes through. Kicks up. Passing it back. Thunderwolves are taking a play out of Algonquin's book. Wolves are maintaining possession.
We're at midfield here with Mahfouz. Mahfouz finds the assist man off of Gershom's Dupuis, last goal. Vivolo to Bassa. Bassa coming in here. Trying to get outside. He just returns back, resets the offense here. Myron. Alessandro Vivolo. Vivolo giving it to the assist man off the last goal. Gasper to Alhamud. Alhamud stops it here. Decides to cut it back inside. We'll give it to the left side here to Mahfouz. Cassius Myron here wearing the pink boots. All the way to Bassa. It gets deflected by the defender, number 12, Geller here. And it will be a throw-in for the Wolves. Al-Kharafi throws it in to Cassius Myron.
Going all back for a little defensive action here, trying to get more communication. As we talked about in that interview, you need to know what's going on in that field in order to make a good play.
As we see a cross ball here, Myron picks it back up. Alhamud crosses it in. GP's there, and the shot is made, and off the post for Al-Kharafi right there. Could have been a great shot. Bassa cuts it inside, cuts it outside. He shoots, and it's a save made by Joshua Harworth. But right there was a missed opportunity right there. But we saw Al-Kharafi hitting the back door on that post.
Yeah, no, of course. But if that goalie has very good eyesight, very knows what is going on, grab that ball. He did tumble a bit, but they didn't manage to capitalize on the mistake of tumbling. Could have been an open net, but instead he gets a blocked ball.
As we're seeing Jordan Westcott, one of his few touches here as Algonquin's playing strongly on the offensive side. As you see, Mafu's rushing in here. Alhamud cuts it inside. He shoots, and it goes right off the post, and Joshua Harworth is there to save that one.
Lots of pressure being applied onto the Thunderwolves goalie here, but he's not letting any of it get to his head. Going to get another goalie kick, more centered towards the right side of the field. Kick goes, makes it past midfield, sees Wolves possession once again.
He's very good on those kicks. It goes halfway. He's able to set up his team, but Vivolo's the one taking in control right here. He cuts inside, trying to find a teammate here, crushes it to Alhamud with bicycle kicks. Could have been a dangerous and crazy play right there. That would have broken our producers' eardrums on that one as much as we're going to be yelling.
My God, that's one of the first few trick shots that we've seen in this tournament, no?
Looking like Cristiano Ronaldo out there.
You took the words right out of my mouth, like out of a video game, man. Anyways, let's not dwell on that. Big boot coming in. Hopefully they can maintain possession here. The Thunderwolves can maintain their possession. We need possession. They're down 5 goals right now. Kick comes through, makes it to midfield.
Cassius Myron's picking it up here as we see a strong defensive pressure by Lakehead, which is unfortunate, but nothing going on for them offensively so far right here. As we see Vivolo, dangerous man with the balls on his feet. Tries to get it to Alex Bassa. He gets intercepted there. Bassa. Vivolo takes control right here. Vivolo's going to pass it cross field to Mafus. Mafus to Gasper. Gasper rushing inside. He shoots. And it's a big save made by the closest post. It will be a corner kick for the Wolves. And I know you like the corner kicks, Lucas.
I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. The corner kick is one of the great fundamental ways that Algonquin has been starting their offense. They just have such a tight chokehold on the Thunderwolves right now. I'm not too sure how this is looking. Looking real bleak.
Mahfouz to Alhamud Aziz. Alhamud back to Mahfouz. Mahfouz crosses it in. Bassa uses his head and not able to connect there. Gershon Dupree will rush out to go get it. Jordan Westcott with control of that ball right now. Cross field to Gasper. Gasper across to Mahfouz. Mahfouz crushing towards the net here. All the way to Jordan Westcott. Westcott back to Mahfouz. Mahfouz get tripped up. There's not going to be a call there. It will be crossed over. It will be a goal for Algonquin.
Yeah, you're right. That was a goal.
It was a goal here. It was weird with the referee, but that was a goal here. I believe it was also an own goal.
Was a goal. We are at 6-0 right now. A little anticlimactic. You're right.
It looked a little off, Lucas, because it got crossed in and it looked like it got deflected off the defender from Lakehead. So I believe it was an own goal with Vivolo and Myron being in the box there. So it will be an own goal. It will count nothing less. Hit the 53-minute mark of this second half. 6-0 your score. 2 goals in this second half. What did you like so far from there? Because we're crossing the ball in the box a lot here.
It's just the Wolves have that insane crushing offense, you know? They always maintain the possession. They always go for the resets, always communicate, and they're always going in, not letting them breathe, taking those gaps, making those plays.
Cassius Myron across to Mahfouz. Mahfouz back to Myron. Myron inside to Vivolo. Inside to Alhamud. Vivolo, he shoots. Big save made by Joshua Allworth, shutting down that great opportunity from that 1-2 touch from Alhamud to Vivolo. It will be a corner kick, Lucas.
We have another corner kick coming up. We know what happened last corner kick. That's why we're up 6-0. Maybe this can make it 7.
Corner kick, Wolves fans. We're looking to put another one on the board. If you want a Wolves goal, kick live.
Seeing the setup coming here for the Wolves.
And Lucas, another great opportunity for this Algonquin team. Kick is up. It's very off target here, but Bassa will take possession here. He cuts it in. He crosses it in. He's got Tosom there and it gets cleared out. Great play made by Lucas Baptista to clear that one out. But Kareem Tosim comes up from a defensive position and is getting ready in the offensive zone. We don't see that much from him, resembling a little bit from the women's team, Lucas.
Yes, of course. You know, the clear out wasn't much help as we are still on the offense for the Wolves.
Mahfouz, one-on-one here, has El Karafi, if needed, to El Karafi. He comes in right, cuts in, crosses it inside, and he just misses the net. Is Vivolo off the header? Could have had his second goal of the afternoon.
Breaks the defender's ankle, ducks left, tries to go left again, goes right, breaks the ankles, almost went in. Just a little bit too high. Seeing a goalie kick coming in. More oriented towards the right side of our field. Hopefully the Thunderwolves can get possession off of this kick. Boot goes through.
Once again, great boot by Horwath. As we're seeing Lakehead trying to produce something offensively, they haven't had much of that here today. It's been a real struggle from them. What can you talk about how and the reason why Lakehead's not able to produce on the offensive side?
I don't think Lakehead's able to produce this because, like I keep on saying, is that they're able to adapt. Algonquin's able to adapt so quickly to any situation. Ooh. A little hit coming in.
It will be thrown for Lakehead, but to continue what you were saying, Lucas.
As I was saying, they have such a stopping power on the offense, and they're so versatile, able to swap from defense to offense. The main key thing is that they're able to take what should be the Thunderwolves' possession, and they're able to just steal that and continue running their offense.
Lakehead's got to find a way to score against a strong Algonquin's team, as this is probably the first time we've seen Owen Pelk touched the ball in a long time, Lucas. This has to be a chance for Lakehead to try to produce something, but Kareem Tosim takes this ball and passes it to his teammate Jordan Westcott here. Nothing offensively going for Lakehead so far today. As you see, Mahfouz coming inside. That's Vivolo, cutting inside too fast. Is Vivolo. We know how dangerous he is, and we know how he wants to keep adding to his tally to keep climbing up in the goal scored leader here in the province.
Of course, but right now it's looking like a clean sheet for our Wolves. I'm hoping to see more offense coming in. This is still very winnable for both sides. It is a 6-0 lead right now. Kick comes through.
Myron's there to receive that, not able to control off the first touch. He will pass it back to his teammate Kareem Tosim, who wearing the captain armband here today.
I just want to say that that's like the 7th or 8th time that we've seen a goalie boot coming through and the Wolves immediately taking possession.
Alhamud cutting in. He cuts inside. Great move by him. He loses possession. What a great play by Lakehead. Paul Johnson with the great play there as Alhamud is battling out in that corner.
A lot of scuffling going on. Whistles blown.
It will be Algonquin's ball as Bossa gets his ball. Last touch by Lakehead will remain, or gets, yes, it remains Wolves ball here as Myron takes control. Myron cross pass to El Karafi, gets it to Vivolo, one-on-one here. Vivolo passes to Mahfouz to Myron, inside to Bossa. Great play defensively by Lakehead, knocking this one out, trying to clear it out. Myron cuts inside. Great play on the inside, not able to get anything there. Bossa still remains possession here as El Karafi cuts inside. He shoots, and it's a great play made by Lucas Baptista to say no to that ball, and it will be another corner kick.
Good deflection from Lucas Baptista there. I'm liking the defense. I keep on saying this. It's mirroring the women's. I'm liking the defense that's coming in.
El Karafi here gets his ball stolen by Baptista. That ball will travel out of bounds. Last touch by him. It will be a throw-in.
Quick throw for the Wolves, maintaining their offensive power. Boots to the left.
Jordan Westcott to Dupree here. Haven't said his name in a while. Let's see what he can do. Aziz Alhamud gives it to Tosim, who finds Mahfouz far right. Mahfouz inside to Vivolo. Outside to El Karafi. He crosses it over. Dupree's there. Dupree not able to control. He's not able to get a shot. Boss is there. He shoots. And it gets deflected by the Thunderwolves as Mahfouz regains possession here. Alhamud here. Aziz inside outside to Bossa. Bossa falls down, looked like he mistouched that ball. As Paul Johnson kicks that one away, deflected off Cassius Myron. As Jacob Westcott takes control. Nice pass to Malfouz inside here. Malfouz looking for an entry here. Myron in the pink boots finds Alton Gasper. He crosses it in. Bossa, Dupuis there. Dupuis scores! What a goal by Dupuis. What an excellent pass by Gasper. Getting his second assist here and getting Dupuis his second goal of the match. 7-0 is your score as we just hit the 60-minute mark. That was almost like a corner kick. As much as it crossed over, you like those corner kicks. We like how it crossed the ball. What can you say? How well Algonquin has been doing that recently, crossing the ball over and utilizing their head.
I mean, and many a times have we seen them go from the a disadvantageous position, being on the right or left, crossing over to the middle, went up a little high, a little header action, smooths it right over. We're up 7-0 right now for the Wolves. Whistles through.
Gershon Dupuis had 2 goals versus Cameron Golden Shield last night. He got his second one here today. Algonquin leading by 7. As Lakehead is rushing down the field, trying to get something offensively going for them. As you see, Owen Pelk almost letting go in his own net there. He gets pushed down. No whistle by the ref here. That could have been a big mistake by Owen Pelk. Hamza Al-Karafi giving it out here. As we see Algonquin getting the ball out of their zone, as number 14, Caden McMullen, is in the game for the Wolves.
Look how fast is quickly on the other end, and that's a goal.
That was very easy right there. As we see there, as we see Al Hamoud getting his 3rd goal today. That's a hat trick for him.
It's insane how quickly they can go from being on the back foot on defense and they just run all the way in on the offense. They're just not ready.
No, and I do believe that is the 3rd goal here. That's a hat trick for Aziz Al Hamoud. 8-0 is the score here. And we were talking about how well they were playing right there, how that could have been a big mistake for Owen Pelk, almost having their own goal there. But they set up very well. Al Hamoud gets his hat trick on his part, and Al Hamoud gets a 3rd goal. And Algonquin doesn't just have one player that can score, they got 11 players. As you see inside, shoots, and he gets almost another goal there for Dupuis. He could have had his hat trick there, and he just misses by the post there. Joshua Horvath is thanking his right post for saving him right there.
Just a lot of offensive prowess that we're seeing here from the Wolves. This might be another opportunity for a goal.
Vivolo, nice move inside. Vivolo finding McMullen. McMullen giving the pass to Alton Gasper, number 13 on the left side. Back to McMullen. McMullen, pass to the right side to Myron. Myron crosses it in. A little too much power there, but still ends up being on Al Hamoud, and it will be.
Whistle's blown.
It will be an offside call. It will be goaltender kick here for the Thunderwolves. Lucas, we talked how exciting this game was going to be earlier before the broadcast. This game has been nothing less than a powerful offensive attack from probably the number 1 team from offensively from in the OCAA. Now with this 8 goals here, as you almost saw a breakaway happen for Lakehead after 8 goals here. That's 42 goals on the season for this Algonquin team, and only allowing 2 goals. That's a lot of goal scoring coming from multiple players, Lucas.
I think the main reason that they have such a low goals that they've had against themselves is because they have such a guerrilla offense. They don't have time to be on the other side. The opposition never has time. Like we saw in that play earlier, they went from one side of the field to the other side of the field in 15 seconds top and getting a goal while capitalizing on nobody knows what's happening.
You saw there Corbell, number 6, talking and communicating there. As we're seeing a big rush, Bossa, Dupuis, Vivolo, as Corbell knocks that one back into Algonquin zone. Tosum controls that ball here. Gasper passing midfield.
We're just trying to maintain that offense, keep on moving, getting a
Myron
reset.
trying to figure out where to go. He's got Al-Karafi here. He stops and goes. He has a lot of room in the middle. He decides to take it. Vivolo's open. Vivolo cuts right, shoots, and he almost scores there. And Casper comes in and he scores off the assist from Vivolo. Not sure if that was an assist, probably more of a shot there, but nothing less. He was able to get that goal there. Gasper gets his goal. That was a great shot by Vivolo, cutting outside, putting it on target, and Gasper comes rushing in and getting his goal there. He has 2 assists and now adds a goal. 9-0 is your score right now.
I believe that was a chip in from the goalie. One hit went to go hit the goalie. Goalie deflects it off, and he just runs back in, ready for that chip in, chips it in for the goal. I'm loving what I'm seeing, Seth. Whistle's blown. Algonquin Wolves may be feeling themselves a bit as they are up 9-0 right now. Seeing more aggression from the Thunder Wolves.
As we're seeing Algonquin still pressuring heavily on this Lakewoods defense. Bassa fighting in that corner. Whistle is blown. It will remain Wolf ball. And for those that missed it, at halftime we had the pleasure of having an interview with striker number 25, Alex Obey. She had 2 goals in her performance earlier in the women's game. And we had a pleasure of having a couple questions with her, and we're thankful for her time to come in the booth and have a conversation with us. And the women's team went on 5-0 today in the record sheet, winning 5 games. They end up beating Lakehead 4-0. So they had a great day here today. And once again, thank you once again to Alex Obey for being here with us for that interview, as we're hitting the 67th mark as Myron crosses that one in, and it almost went right behind Joshua Horwath. That could have been the 10th goal, hitting the 6-7 mark.
I think it's unfortunate, 9-0 lead. If I was playing rugby right now and this is how much the opposition was up, my mental would be shattered.
Jordan Westcott received that big boot by Joshua Horwath.
Not liking that they have possession off of their own friendly boot. Algonquin Wolves have just been absolutely brutal. Oh, trips over the ball.
Oh, he's slowly getting up. Hopefully he's okay. As Lakehead takes control of that ball, we're going to need a sub for him. Hopefully he's okay here. He has 1 goal, 2 assists here today. Big part of this Algonquin's college team.
We have some medical coming over, I believe. I believe it was just a hit to the knee, hit to the ankle.
And while he's slow to get up, we'll take a quick break here and we'll be back with you guys shortly. Don't go anywhere.
Subbing off the pitch for your Wolves, number 8, Alessandro Vivolo. Subbing onto the pitch for the Wolves, the Gloucester Gator rookie, Abdul Al-Hamoud. Let's give a warm Wolves round of applause to number 13, Alton Gaspard. He's from Ottawa. He's tough. He'll be back.
And we're back from that quick break as we saw number 13, Alton Gaspard, get subbed off here. Hopefully he will be okay. He has 2 assists and 1 goal here today, as we see number 16, Abdul Al-Hamoud, sub on for his spot here as we're approaching the 70th minute mark of this game here that Algonquin has taken incredible lead here. Number 25, Antonio Vitello also subs on the field here.
Reaching the 69-minute mark, almost 70 minutes, 20 minutes left in our match, not counting extra time.
As we're seeing Abdul Alhamud first touch here in this game. Takes it to McMullen. McMullen to Bassa. Bassa, nice pass to McMullen. McMullen trying to figure out something. Crosses it over. Gets deflected there. Shot is made and it goes way up there. Looks like a rocket being launched. That was a shot made by Mahfouz.
Out of the ballpark with that one. But the amount of energy that's required to play soccer, 70 minutes in, for me personally, I'd be gassed by 10 minutes. I am a bigger guy, however, Seth. You don't have to say anything. You're good.
Well, it is the reason why we're here and they're on the field right now.
Boot
As we
comes
see,
through. Algonquin Wolves are taking advantage of the boot once again.
You play rugby. I think you're still good out there. I seen you play rugby. You were running around. You're running around the ball. No one can hit you, bro.
What do you mean?
I just seen Abdul Alhamud taking on the right side. He crosses it in. And that's just a save by Joshua Horvath, who's not able to control that.
Kicks it all the way out.
Number 25, Vitello, is the one here retaining possession.
Just holding that possession is going in. Wolves are going
Bassa
in.
shoots. And he misses the top corner right there. Could have been another goal there. We could have been 10. Goal for Algonquin right there. Algonquin knows how to get to double digits goal scoring. They had 15 against Fleming 2 weeks ago, so we know they can get to there. They know how to have high-scoring games. 5-0 against St. Lawrence, 5-1 George Brown, and yesterday winning 6-1 against Cambrian. So right there, we know that they're able to get there. That's not one of the best kicks by Joshua Horvath right there, Lucas.
Oh, no, very shallow kick, didn't even make it midfield.
As we see Corbell fall to the ground, hopefully he will be okay for Lakehead as they take a rush offensively. That ball falls out of bounds as Lakehead leaves that to go. It will be a throw-in for Algonquin as you see number 4, Alvin Menendez running at it, not able to get to there.
Number 6 on the Thunderwolves took a big tumble. He's walking with a limp now. I hope he's okay.
As we see,
holding that possession on the left side, the Wolves.
Nice move there by Alhamud. Aziz back inside to Vitello, to McMullen here.
Going for a reset. This is the Wolves classic. Never mind, intercepted.
And it gets intercepted by Lakehead's number 10, Maher. It will be back in McMullen's possession. Alhamud here tries to get it off here. Bassa takes it back, cuts back inside. Pass to Abdul. Abdul shoots, and he scores for the 10th goal of today's match. Abdul Alhamud is in for 5 minutes, and he scores a goal for his team right there.
It's just a combination of great positioning and awareness. Him, taking a shot from the right side isn't necessarily the best play at all times because of the density of players, but when all the players are focused on the middle, you might take a little pot shot on the right side, might get you that goal.
And right there, saying the goal call a little too much here, losing my voice there, Lucas. But that's what you want. We want to have exciting right there and exciting games, and right here we have an exciting game on Algonquin's part, able to score 10.
Whistle's blown, we're getting ready to roll. Thunderwolves maintaining possession.
Hopefully we can see Lakehead take a bit more on the offensive side and less playing defense. Let's see if they switch up their strategy so they can try to get at least one goal, Lucas, here. As we're coming in here, El Karafi on the right side. He gives it to Bassa. Nice 1-2 touch back to El Karafi. He gives it to Abdul Alhamud, the latest goal scorer for this Algonquin Wolves soccer team here. Myron to Aziz Alhamud, who gives it across to Vitello, who cuts it in. Great job by him to get there. It gets intercepted and deflected by Lakehead, who Lakehead are on the rush now offensively. Let's see what they have in store here for one of their few offensive rushes. Jordan Westcott says not today. He gives it right back to El Karafi here, who he's rushing. He's got Abdul here. He gets inside to Dupuis. El Karafi shoots. And there's no one backdoor to be able to tip that one in as Al-Hamoud and Aronoff runs back to go and get there. It will be Wolves ball still. Lucas, so far we're seeing a couple rushes lately by this Lakehead team. What are you looking for them to start a bit more, to dig down and a little deeper to get I try to get at least one shot on goal and get in on the scoreboard here?
I know the players are tired from both teams, but you got to use that extra little bit of stamina that you have to clear your head and make a play, make an offensive play, because right now, the goalie for the Wolves, he's just walking around in circles. He's had no action all game. Look at him.
And that's what sometimes you want there, as Algonquin takes a shot, and it's saved here and cleared here by Lakehead. That's sometimes what you want. Sometimes you want your goalie not to be any shots on him. He has a nice day, a clean sheet, but sometimes that can hurt you in the long run. I see a nice cross there, back door. Tosum's there. He can't get a clear shot off as Dupree passes it right back to Tosum, who gets it to Jordan Westcott. He shoots, and he just misses the top right there, drifts it a little too high there. So sometimes deep in the season, you want your goalie to get multiple shots on him, and we haven't seen Owen Pelt get any really shots. He almost had that one mistake that could have led to own goal for Lakehead. What's your take on that? Should he, some games it's cool to have a clean sheet, have not a lot of shots on you, but sometimes you want to have some shots on you to feel something, because when you play deep in the playoff runs in OCAA and in the CCAA, you're gonna face some teams that are gonna put a lot of pressure on you.
Of course, well, the Wolves goalie, he worked really hard last week when we were playing against St. L, the Surge. He was very hard working, so maybe he's earned a day off. You never know, but I think it's always good to keep your goalie warm, keep him on his toes.
El Karafi crosses it in here, trying to find Dupuis, not able to get that connection. It will be a goaltender kick for Joshua Horwath.
I'm hoping that off of this goaltender kick, they can get some offense started, but so far, all game, we haven't seen anything along the lines of that. I just want them to keep the possession from their kick. It's their own goalie. You should keep possession from your own team. Kick goes through. It's up high.
Right to midfield once again. Myron's there to recept it. It goes off his head and a little drift down to Algonquin's territory as Westcott's there to receive it. And you don't see any player from Lakehead coming down offensively, so they're really sticking to their game plan and playing their defense. They got to find a way to stop some of these plays happening here, but there's no offensive gameplay by this team as Al-Hamoud rushes in. Aziz tries to find a way here as McMullen has it there. And Myron not able to control it as Westcott goes and picks it up. Westcott to El Karafi. He cuts it outside, right back to Abdul Al-Hamoud, who has one goal here late in this game. Bassa cuts it left. He's got McMullen. Bassa not able to receive that one back. So it will be a corner kick for the Wolves here today.
Big corner kick coming through, another big opportunity. We are up 10-0, so it's not like we need the opportunity, but always good to have it. 12 minutes left, kick goes through.
Alhamud shoots, and it's a save made for Joshua Horwath. It will be a goaltender kick on this part. Horwath has been playing with his back against the wall the whole game, right? There's a lot of pressure causing with Algonquin how fast these offensive players are and how well they play all together. We talked about that, how they come together as a team, and you got to be like that all together as a team. It's a long season, but also in the playoff when it gets deep in those runs, when they're trying to get back to the CCAA finals like they did last year, finishing with silver. They got to play a certain way, and Algonquin is playing like that here today.
Of course, of course. Well, I'm just loving how they're playing. They're just min-max their play. Shot went on goal, and it was saved.
As we see this right here, McMullen takes a shot on goal. It goes through the defender, but Joshua Horwath is there to save that as he kicks it right to midfield, way into Algonquin's territory. Jordan Westcott is there to receive that pass. Myron's there, right to Bassa, right to El Karafi. Let's see here, this might be a rush for Algonquin. El Karafi to Myron. Myron in position to give it to Al-Hamoud. Aziz Al-Hamoud cuts it inside. Nice pass to trying to get it. Abdul Al-Hamoud not able to receive it.
Unfortunate here. We're getting another goalie kick, but what I'm not liking, what I'm seeing here, is that whenever the ball gets put into the Algonquin zone, they're not challenging. They're all just deciding to sit on defense. Nobody's challenging, and I'm excited to see how Algonquin is going to continue to tackle and break through this full defense.
The Algonquin Wolves, the rookie from Ridgemont.
We have a substitution going through.
GP subs off with 2 goals here today.
Stepping onto the pitch for the
Alhamu subs off with 3 goals, a hat trick today. And number 6, Cassius Myron subs off the pitch here today. All 3 of those players had incredible games here today.
Big boot comes through.
As number 12, Luka Nijima Bashard is in the game for Algonquin as Basa cuts inside, he shoots, and he misses the net. Bounce off the post. He tries to remain possession. He cannot. It will go back to Tosum at midfield, who will give it all the way across to El Karafi. Karafi trying to get across here, not able to get around Maher. Let's see here as Lakehead still remaining with possession here. Great hustle play made by him. As the El Karafi all the way to Tosum here on the left side. As we see number 30, Andre Badera, first time that we see him here today. He was one of the subs that came on with Luka Nijima Bashard. Lakehead trying to find a way to produce here offensively. This might be a rush, and it gets tangled up in McMullen. It will be a whistle here. You saw Maher and McMullen battling out there. We don't talk enough about how aggressive this sport is. What can you say about how this game has been? We saw in the women's how aggressive it was getting in the last 10 minutes. What can you talk about it right here?
With the other mainline sports such as football and basketball, football inherently there's a lot of physicality to it. Basketball not as much, but when soccer is the nice middle ground where there is a lot of physicality of like shoulder checking coming in. Big flip over coming in from one of our players on the Wolves. Sorry, but anyway, a lot of action from soccer. Good middle ground to keep that physicality up. Little shoulder check here. Boot goes through.
Midfield, McMullen uses his head there as Maher's right there. Jordan Westcott goes back to retrieve it. He gives an easy pass to El Karafi. As we see Luka Nijima Bashard, as we're approaching the last 7 minutes of this game here. As Alessandro Vivolo, who finished with 1 goal, he's also off the pitch right now. As Luka's coming in here, crossing it into El Karafi. He shoots, and it gets blocked here, and a shot's made again. It's another goal for Algonquin. El Karafi takes a shot, deflects off a defender, and not too sure actually who was the one that got that goal.
Seth, you hear that?
That's number 19, Noah Maillard, who's the first time here that he's on the pitch, and he gets an easy goal. El Karafi shoots and deflects off a Lakehead defender, and he's right there to tap it in for easy goal. 11-0 Algonquin.
Of course, Seth, did you hear the noise after the goal? Because I sure didn't. Complete quiet out here in our arena. I think the fans just want to go home. They're tired. They already know that their favorite team's going to win. I think there's no chance of a comeback here for the Wolves.
Oh my goodness, Basa, what a shot by him. That's a strike of a decade. That's going to be all over the news. That's a Sports Center top 10 play right there. What a cross, top corner. Joshua Holworth was never going to get there. That went right to the top corner. Basa with an electric kick right there. He has an assist. Now he has a goal to his margin. 12-0 Algonquin.
We have 6 minutes left in our scheduled time here, not including regular minutes. Lakehead, I'd be shouted if I was on Team Lakehead. Maintaining possession here. Knocks it out of bounds. Gonna be throwing for the Wolves. Throw in goes quick. Gets tripped up on the ball, is whistled.
Nice sportsmanship once again. We talked about that earlier, Lucas. You mentioned that. What can you talk about how sportsmanship is very, very a nice thing if both teams can do it all together?
When I think of sportsmanship, I think of basketball. Because in basketball, when you're up a lot of points on the opposition, the mercy rule, it's like we all know about the mercy rule. It's like a predefined thing. You don't talk about it. You just don't want to score more goals, score more baskets.
Abdul Al-Hamoud, nice move on the outside. He gets tripped up, and there will be a call. Whistle is blown here. That's one of the few whistles the ref for the men's game here today is really letting the men play, letting everything just play on. It will be almost a penalty kick. It's a couple inches off. This is another great opportunity for the Wolves here. The free kick is about 5 inches off of would have been a penalty kick here for the Wolves. We saw here, kicked us up.
Whistle's blown.
I believe the referee didn't whistle yet, so we're going to have a retake on that. Vivolo had his goal here today was off a penalty kick. Great chance here for Luka. He shoots, and it's almost tapped in by Tosum here.
By a few centimeters, it could have been chipped in. That could have been our 13th goal of the match. We have 4 minutes left on our scheduled play. Seth, what's one thing that you wanted to see from the Thunder Wolves who have maybe won this game after this halftime?
Well, you mentioned it a lot. As we see Bossa sub off for Vivolo, who hops on back here. But one thing you talked about was how the Thunder Wolves have to find a way to communicate better. But really, they've been playing really on the defensive side. They have no really offensive strategy to really move the ball up. The ball hasn't really traveled midfield here. It's been in the Thunder Wolves zone for pretty much all time, as we're seeing here. Another shot here by Abdul Al-Hamoud with another big save by Joshua Horwath. As we're seeing a little bit of a argument here.
Getting some cussing coming out from the field. The ref is talking to both players.
Trying to get everything sorted out the last couple minutes here before full time is whistled in.
I feel like the last few minutes of this match have been a lot of penalties been called, a lot of whistles, because I think they're done. Everybody's really tired. They all want to go home, right? Player seems upset walking away from talking to the field ref. Goalie Boot's going to come in here from the Thunder Wolves.
Lucas, what are you looking forward for this Lakehead team to get better as a squad, to be able to produce more numbers in the future?
I'm looking for a better offense. I like their kicks, but they need to follow up on their goalie kicks. They need to follow up on their offense. Speaking of their goalie kicks, that went out of the arena.
So it will be a throw-in for Algonquin. El Kharafi will throw this one in for the Wolves.
Quick throw.
He gets it right to McMullen here. McMullen to Jordan Westcott. Westcott finds Tosum here on the left side.
2 minutes on the clock for our scheduled play.
Andre Banderas rushing down here with Vivol on the left side. He's dangerous. He's looking to cross it in here. Able to find Luka Bashard. Bashard finds McMullen. McMullen shoots. And he almost, just by a couple inches, misses the left top corner. We could have had our 13th goal of this game here. Algonquin still putting a lot of pressure offensively. They're not letting their foot off the pedal until the final whistle is blown. Lucas, defensively, they didn't have to really do much here today because Lakehead hasn't really traveled with the ball. They had a couple opportunities, but just a handful. What does Lakehead have to do offensively in the next games and further in the season to produce more on that side of the ball?
They just need more control of the ball, Seth. I see them keep on losing possession or giving up possession or not even chasing for what should be their own ball. They just keep giving up and all piling up on defense.
Vivolo gets on the right side to Vitello. He shoots. And it's a big save made by Horwath. El Kharafi here to Luka Bashard. It gets cleared off here, and Jordan Westcott will take it. He moves it up from a defensive position back to the middle here to McMullen. McMullen travels the whole way. Ball to Vitello. He shoots. And it's almost another goal here. Vitello, you know he wants that second goal here late in this game. It travels out of bounds. It will be a goaltender kick for Lakehead.
That was a very lightning fast shot there. I'm surprised to see that it didn't go in. We have 20 seconds of our scheduled play here.
Corbell is there, as well as great play made by Bouchard trying to travel there. Great physicality by McMullen taking that ball away, as we're seeing the ball juggle up and down here. Very nice controllable game here, as we're seeing Vitello to Vivolo. He crosses it in. It's a save made by Joshua Horworth here. That's game, Lucas. 12-0 is your final score. Dupuis, Bassa, Vivolo, Mahfouz, Abdul, and Aziz Al-Hamoud, and Gasper all got on the scoring sheet here. Lucas, what was your take here? What did Algonquin do so good to be able to produce 12 goals in this afternoon?
The best thing that Algonquin did was just pure offense this entire game set. I think for 95% of the match, they were on the opposite end, and they were just pounding them with pure offense.
And what does Lakehead have to do? Because they were trying to play defensively. You saw at the beginning, they were trying to really double team Vivolo and not allow him to get anything there. They only allowed him to get one goal, so they did good on that part. But when you look at it from a different perspective, they weren't able to produce anything offensively. The ball didn't really travel much past half. What does Lakehead have to do in this year to produce more on the offensive side?
I'm not too sure what Lakehead can do. They need to have a change of strategy. You know, we're defensive focus here. It's not a good pick when Algonquin, being a mainly offensive-focused team here, knows how to cycle their offense, keep on pounding the offense, looking for holes, when you have a fully defense-focused team.
I agree with you. And what do you think that Algonquin has to keep doing to keep fighting to obtain back to where they want to be, which is the CCAA finals?
I think Algonquin's got to keep up what they're doing right now. They've got to keep up their vehement offense and keep up that defense.
Algonquin scoring 12 goals here today puts them at 46 goals so far this year, only allowing 2 once again. They're an offensive powerhouse. Their defense was good. The ball was always in their opponent's territory, and they didn't allow Lakehead to do anything offensively. So what do you think was the talk here? Obviously playing versus Cambrian yesterday, winning 6-1. What was the talk with head coach Angus Wong to produce this type of weekend here? Because this doubleheader, they finished with 18 goals in 2 games, which is big numbers for this Algonquin squad.
I think their coach, he knows what their strengths are, and he just kept on drilling into the players' heads. Play to your strengths. Don't show them your weaknesses, and just play fast, play tight.
100%. The Lakehead Thunderwolves fall to 1-4, and the Algonquin Wolves move up to 6-0. Lucas, what are we looking for the next couple games here before playoffs start?
I'm looking forward to seeing how the Wolves play is going to evolve. You know, players, they all have access, all the opposite teams have access to the video files of how these games are going. I'm hoping that they do some review of the Wolves games and they try and make a counter strategy so we can see some actual outplay coming.
100%, and that's all for this doubleheader weekend of soccer between the Algonquin Wolves and the Lakehead Thunderwolves. We played Cambrian yesterday. We played Lakehead here today. Next game is the 27th of September versus the Fleming Phoenix here for Algonquin. And we're looking forward for everyone to tune into that broadcast next Saturday. That's all we have time for here today, folks. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Seth Porian. Alongside me in the booth is the one and only Lucas Gallant. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.